Okay, good Erev Shabbos Rabbi Say. Pesacheinu Megadim on Parshas Metzorah. Pesacheinu Megadim on Parshas Metzorah. In case you didn't remember, Pesacheinu is coming up, Lag BaOmer is coming up. Want to make sure everybody is well equipped with the Svarim and Rabbi Meir Bal Hanes, Elakad Meir Anini, Rabbi Meir and the eternal children of Hashem, and for Lag BaOmer, the fire and the soul. Okay, we're going to learn about the connection between the beginning and the end of Parshas Metzorah. Here we go. You know, the Parsha ends, Zois Teiras Hazav Va'asher Teitzei Mimenu Shichvas Zara Letamaba. It says this is the Torah of the Zav. This is the Torah of the Zav, or a man who emits Shichvas Zara. The Sforno sees in the words Zois Teiras Hazav that the message is, this is what it is fitting for those who have these ailments to contemplate, meaning to recognize that these ailments are not natural, but rather they are rooted in sin. If a Zav has to bring a Karban Chatas, that shows that there's something deficient in the actions and in the thoughts of the Zav. You might have thought, okay, so the Zav emitted this fluid, but it doesn't reflect of any kind of sinful element in the person. No. Zois Teiras Hazav. This is the study and the analysis of the Zav. The Zav must study, what was he deficient in? What did he do wrong? Likewise, Va'asher Teitzei Mimenu Shichvas Zara. One might think, if they emitted Keri, so it's not rooted in sin. No, it's something that a person becomes contaminated in. It's a result of the sin that was caused by the Nachash. Had it not been for the Nachash, then Zera would not cause any Tumah. It would be like a person excreted something, and it would not cause Tumah. So the words Zois Teiras Hazav V'asher Teitzei Mimenu Shichvas Zara indicate that the person who has this ailment needs to contemplate what sinful behavior do they have that caused them to become a Zav or caused them to become a Bal Keri. And the Sforno continues, how all the various tumos that are listed, how they come for Chet, how, the Parsha ends, Zois Teiras Hazav V'asher Teitzei Mimenu Shichvas Zara, and it says, V'hadava b'nidasa, a woman who's a nida has to contemplate what sin she committed. V'hazav esoivoi. So I would like to connect that to the beginning of the Parsha, because just like it says Zois Teiras Hazav in the end of the Parsha, in the beginning of the Parsha it says Zois Tia Teiras HaMetzorah. This is the study and the analysis of the Metzorah, that the Metzorah has to study, and he can't say, well, I have leprosy, so it's just maybe I have a vitamin deficiency, or it's a bacteria, or it's a virus. No, it's not a virus, it's a virus. It's a sin. It's a sin. In other words, the same way at the end of the Parsha it says Zois Teiras, which means you need to analyze what sin caused the ziva, caused the keri. So too, Zois Tia Teiras HaMetzorah. One has to study and analyze what sin they committed that they have tsaras. They cannot attribute it to natural causes. Now, another interesting connection is the Medrash says in the Tanchuma that somebody who lives with a nida, their children are stricken with tsaras. So that's another beautiful connection. The parsha begins, Zois Tia Teiras HaMetzorah, and it ends talking about a nida, meaning somebody who lives with a nida, it could cause the children to contract tsaras. So those are connections between the beginning and end of Parshas Metzorah. I do want to point out one more thing. It's very interesting. Usually there's a rule, you're supposed to end on a good note. You're not supposed to end on a bad note with Tumah. And both Tazria and Metzorah seem to violate this rule. They end with the word Tumah. And it could be the Torah is emphasizing that even though you always end on a good note, But when it comes to the Baal Lashon Hara, there's no good ending for him. He does not have a good ending. It's the one thing in this world that really ends bad. Like the Gemara says, anyone can have a cure except for the Baal Lashon Hara. You know, everyone has a cure except for, just like every animal could be cured except for the snake. Everyone could be cured, the Gemara says in Tainus, except for the Baal Lashon Hara. So the Parshas of Lashon Hara perhaps end with Tumah to indicate that for them there is no good ending. Okay, Rabbi Say? Well, that is Pesacheinu Megadim on Parshas Metzorah.